it is very, very clear what the president knew, what the State Department knew. You'll see a lot of these is at state.gov, at pentagon.gov, at fbi.gov, and at the Situation Room. And it's all there. The president knew. Now, here's some other things. There are also emails that were sent to a variety of national security platforms whose addresses have been redacted. But Fox believes 300 to 400 national security officials received these emails. So 300 or 400 people received them. President Obama, the next morning, went to the Rose Garden and said, we're still gathering information we don't know. He knew. He knew. Because also, according to CBS News, hours after the attack began, an unmanned Predator drone was sent over the U.S. mission in Benghazi, and that drone and other reconnaissance aircraft apparently observed in the final hours of the protracted battle, the battle that happened there. A White House official told CBS News that at the start of the attack, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Martin Dempsey, and Secretary Leon Panetta looked at available options, and the ones we exercised had our military forces arrive in less than 24 hours, well ahead of timelines laid out in established policies. But it was too late to help the Americans in Benghazi. Excuse me? We have a quick action force. I believe that's even the name of it, isn't it? Or swift action or something like that. We have, you don't launch them within 24 hours. They are set to be there within 3 hours. There was plenty of time. We launched a drone. You can't launch a plane? You can't launch anything? Nothing? We watched people die. The president stopped people from going to help. This has to be understood by the American people. The President of the United States had running in the Situation Room video live from Benghazi where they could see exactly what was going on and see that it was not a protest. They could see this was a coordinated attack using shoulder fire rockets. It was a 7-hour battle. The military saw it. The State Department was watching it. Leon Panetta was meeting with the president at 5 p.m. The heat of the battle is at 5 p.m. They're in the Oval Office, or that's where they were scheduled to meet. They didn't take the elevator, go down in the Situation Room and see what was going on. There was no briefings. There was nothing. The president said, what's going on? And Leon said, I don't know, Mr. President. We're not sure. You better not say anything because we're not sure. It might be a video. Bullcrap. The video was playing downstairs in real time. And here are the, again, I want you to see them. This isn't Glenn Beck saying it. This isn't somebody else saying it was out to get the president. These are the actual emails that went to the Situation Room. He knew. Now the question is, Hillary Clinton knew as well. The question that the press should be asking today is, who gave the order to not go in and save these guys? Who made the decision? Do not launch a plane. Do not send a Marine. Who made the decision? Let them die. Hillary Clinton stepped up and she said she takes full responsibility. However, Ed Klein was on with Andrew Wilkow last night, and he says that the Obama administration knew, and Hillary requested extra security. She requested things. She was overridden. And Bill Clinton stepped in, and I'll let him tell you the rest of the story. Ed is here. Ed Klein, welcome to the program, sir.
Glenn, how are you?
I'm very good. I'm nervous about this information because I don't know your sources, and you're the only one saying it, and this is quite a charge to make.
Well, I've been saying a lot of things that have proved to be true, including the fact that I put an op-ed piece out on the Daily Caller not so long ago saying that all the traffic between Libya and the State Department was, in fact, being monitored by the National Security Council, which monitors these kinds of traffic. So that even before the attack, Glenn, before the attack, they knew in the National Security Council, which of course is located in the West Wing of the White House,
yes,
that there was a severe security threat to this consulate. And Hillary, according to my sources, and I've got very good sources on this, I give you my word.
How many sources do you have?
I have two
Okay.
sources, two separate sources on this. And Hillary claims, and I tend to believe her, that she ordered beefed up security in Benghazi because it had been requested, and that this order was never carried out, and that furthermore, when and if she is subpoenaed, along with her internal memoranda and the cable traffic from the State Department by the House committee, it will prove that she did just that. Now, if it doesn't prove that she did just that, then they're lying to me. And the sources are, I'm not suggesting that that's impossible, but I seriously doubt it since I'm talking to legal counsel to Hillary Clinton. Legal counsel. These people don't generally lie.
Ed, if that happened, why did she then later accept full responsibility for what took place? Why would she do that?
This was a big debate within the Clinton camp itself between Hillary and Bill. Bill did not want her to take full responsibility. He wanted her to, in fact, consider the possibility of even resigning if the White House continued to try to make her the scapegoat in this. Hillary and her legal team decided she should look presidential, she should look moderate. She should come forward and say, look, I take responsibility. I'm the Secretary of State. And by comparison, making the president look a hell of a lot smaller because he was ducking all responsibility. And knowing full well that when this full story came out, she would be, in her words, or at least the words of her legal counsel, exonerated.
Who, do you have any idea, was when they were watching this video, do you know if she was watching the video
No,
as well?
I don't know that. And
because we do.
I don't speculate, and I don't know that.
Okay. We do know that the live video was available to the State Department.
Absolutely.
It was live video. Somebody was
this
watching.
Should come as no surprise to anybody who realizes what our intelligence capabilities are, and that cable traffic between the State Department and its embassies and consulates, when it's regarding threats to the lives of our ambassadors and our State Department people, this is all monitored in the National Security Council in the White House. This is not something new. This has been going on for probably 40, 50 years. And so to even begin to think that Tom Donilon, the National Security Council advisor, the National Security advisor, didn't know and didn't brief the president daily on the threat that was building in Benghazi, and then during the actual battle didn't actually brief the president. I mean, if not, Tom Donilon should be fired along with the president.
What do you expect to happen in this case? Because still, the press is treating this like an also-ran story.
You're right.
Ed, do you know of a story? I believe this is far bigger than Watergate.
I think so, too, because
this
you've got
is huge.
Dead people here.
Yeah.
Dead Americans.
Yeah, and not only dead Americans, nobody is asking the question, why was Ambassador Stevens in this safe house, which was a CIA safe house, protected by Libyan guards? I mean, that's crazy on September 11th. And meeting with the General Counsel of Turkey, which we are now finding out we're running guns through Turkey to Syria. This was a gun running scandal. There is so much here.
I know.
We've
got only 13 days until the election.
It's terrifying. If this president can get away with this, this is truly terrifying.
Well, there's going to be, if not, I think, what is it, 11 o'clock this morning, or is it, I'm not quite sure of the time, a White House briefing by Jay Carney. I would hope that the mainstream media will drop its pro-Obama leanings and really ask these questions that you're asking. I mean, these are serious, serious questions, and we need answers to these questions. I think the American people know this. I mean, we're not a stupid people. I'm talking to Glenn Beck, who understands this better than anybody. People understand that this is a cover-up. It's clear as a bell it's a cover-up. And this has got to affect the president's chances for re-election. If it doesn't, I don't know what will.
Nothing will.
That's right.
Honestly, nothing will. Ed, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Oh, Glenn, it's always great to be with you.
All
Thanks
right.
so much.
Keep it up. Bye-bye. I don't know. His sources are his sources. They're not our sources, and I can only claim our sources. He has been close to the Clintons. I mean, he's just said it was legal counsel. I don't know. But I that's the one thing that confused me on this is the Hillary Clinton part. Because Hillary Clinton they're political survivors. This is not something you survive. This is a scandal that, quite honestly, if it goes where I think it goes, this goes to drug running, to our enemies. This involves the Muslim Brotherhood and Al-Qaeda, and the Muslim Brotherhood knowingly getting our guns and our Stinger missiles. That's that we are aiding and abetting the enemies of the United States of America and our closest allies. This goes to treason. This is so far beyond, the Iran-Contra scandal or Watergate. This is way beyond that because this one aids and abets our enemies.
What's interesting, too, is Ed Klein is, trying to do some reporting and shed some light on what happened behind the scenes after these events, what was the story of how these events came to us. But even separate from that, we now know that what events occurred. We now know, because you're holding in your hand, or worse, a second ago, the emails, the actual emails that show the President of the United States
in real time,
that the Situation Room had direct knowledge, not only that the attack was going on and didn't seem to do anything about it. But who did it? Who claimed responsibility? We now know that, and then we also, of course, know that for weeks afterwards they were denying that it was going on in the YouTube video and all this other stuff. We know they were trying to cover something up. Now it's going to go into hopefully real reporters that can go in and figure this out.
I don't know.
Because, obviously they're covering something up. It's time to figure out what that is.
If the press